Hello everyone, welcome to Jargus Ranger Review. This time we're looking at the 14th episode of Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel, Sheriff Skyfire. We start off with Galaxy Warriors, of course, with our new monster, Blammo, who is just a walking pile of bombs who makes bombs. But before he can go into action, Space Sheriff Skyfire, yes, that really is his full name, tries to apprehend him. And Conso tries to stop him, saying we're doing a show, but he says the only shows I watch are cooking shows. He really is a space cop. He has a bit of a ninja look to him, but he's really based on one of the old Metal Heroes shows. You know, like the Beetleborgs. I guess it was in the Sentai version, that's why they adapted him. But on his way out the ship, Odious confronts him and acts all nice and good, saying that she owns the ship and that she needs to help because she hates crime. And she tells him that the Power Rangers on Earth have stolen her Nexus Prism. Though if he really was Space Police, he should know who the Power Rangers are. Wasn't the Blue Centaurians like some sort of law enforcement? And this is the main universe that had all the forces of evil fighting against Zorda and whatnot. I think he should know what a Power Ranger is. So instead of taking this criminal to a secure place first, he just leaves him in Odious's care without no restraints or anything, because obviously it's a ruse. Now, back at Summer Cove High, there's a security guard whose name is... who's portrayed by the same actor that voices Redbot, by the way. Apparently, he has the authority to issue write-ups, as well as confiscate items. And Victor, Vincent, and Monty catch wind of this and use this opportunity to become the junior deputies, or student deputies. Whatever it is, they pretty much abuse their power and make up their own rules so that they can just steal whatever they want from anybody. And that's all those two are doing the entire episode. Just their antics. Including stealing blueberries from one guy, claiming that blueberries are now banned from Summer Cove. Taking someone's hat, someone's lunch, a banana, someone's shirt, whatever. These two idiots are no longer being the decent fellows they've been trying to act like the past few episodes. Instead, they're regressing to how they used to be. Which is a shame. I thought they've actually grown a little. Oh well, I guess they're resigned to be comic relief forever. Now back to Clint. He gives Haley some write-ups for bringing her dog to school. And he does a dozen more when she says, well, I've brought him here dozens of times. And he's pretty casual about it. He says, hey, I don't make the rules, I just enforce them. Oh well. But yeah, everyone's kind of not happy about his presence. Then he gives Haley another one because she tosses a can into the trash bin when there's a recycling box right next to it. So yeah, she's a bit frustrated with him. But there's no time to dwell on that because the Rangers get alerted as Buzzcam's activity. And when they arrive at the location, our space sheriff arrives and challenges them because Odious told him about it. And the Rangers fight him because he thinks he's working for Odious. So first they have a really good fight. It doesn't last long, like maybe 30-40 seconds. But it's a very nice choreography and he's able to match the Rangers' actual fighting ability. That's one thing about the latter half of Ninja Steel I really like. It's just really good fight choreography. None of it feels out of place or dull like a lot of previous episodes have been. But anyway, after one deflected blast blows up a car near an old woman, one that Brody catches from hitting the ground, and Skyfire catches her bag, and he apologizes for putting her in harm's way. To which she just says, you should be, and storms off. Then the two stare at each other and wonder why they're acting good. And then the Rangers reveal that Odious tricked him because she just wants the prism for herself, and that she's been sending tons of monsters to Earth for that purpose. So acting like a good-natured cop, he wants a full report on everything they can tell him. And so they cooperate. They take him to Ranger Base so he can get full info about all the monsters that have been sent to Earth by Odious. And I'm going to assume Galvanax as well. But Haley cannot join because she had received a text from Principal Hastings an hour ago. So she goes to see what's up. Personally, I wouldn't let my school principal be able to text me or have my cell number. Hell, not even anyone at my workplace has my cell number. Anyway, she's concerned about the amount of write-ups Haley has gotten lately, so she gives her punishment by going to the junkyard and sorting the recycles out of the trash, because so many people have been mixing it up. And when she goes there, Clint's there, and he's disappointed that so many people are doing that. Of course, because Haley's so late, it's already done. And in one trash can, he finds a big metal ball, and he just looks so annoyed. And he says that he's going to take it all to the recycling plant, which is about to close soon. So why it's him that's doing that and not one of the custodians when he's supposed to be working security? Don't know. But he tells her that, well, you don't need to know anything, because I'm just trying to make Summer Cove a nicer, better, cleaner place for everybody. But everyone just gives him a hard time and complains. So he's going to quit at the end of the day. Listen, man, you're dealing with teenagers. Anything that's an inconvenience to them, they're going to complain about. So he drives off in a truck, and shortly after, Skyfire and the Rangers come out. I'm having a really hard time saying the sheriff's name for some reason. I have to pause almost every time I do it. And he says he's going to give the report of their information to his superiors, and then he can resume his bounty for the criminal he needed to apprehend. And when he shows his wanted poster, he recognizes his ball, and the sheriff explains that it's an explosive device, and Clint is unknowingly carrying it straight to the recycling plant. So of course the Rangers have to quickly show up and intervene. They take one of his Zords to just fly over there and come in front of him. And when the sheriff explains it and they pull it out, he's like, whoa, Power Rangers! I wasn't expecting to see you. He's just like so surprised and almost nonchalant about it as well. He's so cheerful, but it's like he's hardly even excited by seeing the local heroes. So yeah, the monster shows up, blammo, pissed that his explosion didn't work. And they have Clint hightailed to the recycling plant while he still has time. And that fight goes by really quickly. Blammo really doesn't get any headway. I mean, Rangers keep using the element attacks, plus a sheriff has some really good swordplay that cuts them up really good. And for the finishing move, Brody uses his lion fire. But just before he does his attack, Skyfire gives him his sword, and Brody just slashes the hell out of him with this good flame effect with the Lion Fire Zord, but not the Superstar Saber for some reason, and a blue effect for the Sheriff's Blade. So that defeats him pretty easily. Of course, when he's gigantified, the Sheriff has no way of fighting, so he can only observe. Now, most unfortunately, the Megazord battle is very unimpressive. Blammo just jumps on top of the Megazord and starts sinking into the ground, I guess because he's so heavy. But then it uses a new ability where it can just spout out green flames from its body and that repels it. And instantly from there they use the Ranger Blast finishing, which is a finishing move I really don't like. I just don't find it to be very impressive. And so that's the end of him, with no more grand scheme from Odious. So let's wrap up our 2 plot points at Summer Cove. First, they take Clint to the garage, and they've rigged up the trash cans to be a machine that will automatically spit out recyclable materials if it's in the trash. That way no one will put things in the wrong container ever again. He says, whoa, you did this for me? And he decides to stay after that because he feels appreciated. Sometimes that's all you need to stay at a crummy job. But he gets called for an emergency because a lot of people are yelling, complaining about Victor and Monty, who have been abusing their power all day long. And they have a huge table of stuff that they've taken because they felt like taking. And at that point, they even take that guy's blueberries from earlier and eat them. When he finally reveals that he was in a science lab, he was trying to make new food for astronauts so that they can eat on their space expeditions. Unfortunately, he has not perfected it, and he lost his chance to perfect it when those 2 buffoons took him away. And as a result, they go Charlie and Chocolate Factory, and they turn blue and they turn big like Blueberry. They were greedy, and they were gluttonous, and they paid for it. They got what they deserved. And that ends the episode. Overall, this episode really rubbed me the wrong way. First of all, Victor and Monty just seemed like they had been maturing a bit. In small, subtle ways, but they seemed to be a little more serious and not so selfish. This was a big step back for them when they wanted to steal everyone's stuff. I was really disappointed by that. I mean, the interactions with the space sheriff, who has a pretty nice personality to him. I enjoyed him. And his fight scenes were good. He just barely lasted any length at all. I wish they could have been extended some more. Plus the Megazord battle, we got to see one little new move from it, and that was it. I mean, I don't even think I saw it exchange blows with the monster. It just started fighting and he jumped right on top of it. But what I really don't like is how they handled the message here. I mean, the message is, yeah, the people who enforce the rules, they got a reason for those rules, and you don't need to know everything. You just need to follow some rules so things will be alright, and make life easier on the people trying to help protect you and keep you safe. That I did not entirely enjoy, because the way they handled it, because the way they approached it seemed to insinuate that you just follow any rules without question, because they're the rules and you should obey them no matter what. Which in the real world is so rarely the case. There are reasons for rules, yes, but some are pointless, some are no longer necessary, and sometimes those reasons are not to create a positive outcome for the people affected by those. And like when Victor and Monty were taking stuff, they were just saying, oh, it's in the rules. Well, everyone knows the kind of crap they make up. They should have demanded to see those rules, because no one asked us know what the rules were. They just took everyone's word for it. Well, a security and our two not security officers' word for it that was the right thing to do. Of course, in Clint's case, it really was, at least as far as the recycling part goes. But really, I think it should have started, but what I really thought should have been done was to explain why certain rules are important and why they should be followed. But just saying you don't have to know, you just have to follow it, that does not sit well with. I mean, that's how some oppressive governments can rise to power, because they suppress people's will or ability or even desire to question anything. I mean, for some kids in school, yeah, most of the rules should apply. But the larger implications of what he was saying, as far as life in general, I disagree with that. His approach to just following the rules just for the sake that they are the rule, without even discussing those rules. I mean, he was giving write-ups to people before even explaining what the rules they broke. And that's why a lot of people were annoyed at Clint. I mean, if he had stopped them, explained why that's the rules, and just say, that'll be a warning, you get it right up next time, yeah, that would have gone over much well and could have led to a stronger character arc with people giving him a real hard time when he's explaining things that's how things work for these reasons. But instead it was just him getting berated for inconveniencing everyone, when for half the things that we see, they weren't even aware that they were doing wrong in the first place, and they were getting punished for it by him, when he's not even a school administrator. So yeah, I don't want to say don't watch this episode because I found it very enjoyable, but that whole little story of Clint, even though he had a very charming personality, the way they writ the story about him, I really don't like. Like, it bothers me. So hopefully the next episode is going to be much better, because I got nothing more to say. So until we meet again, it's been Jargus, thanks for watching, and let the power protect you.